seen the dual colour effect? Daniel Cooper did it, and what an amazing effect it is. I then saw Wendy at Toonpish Crafts do this gorgeous starfish, and I started to dribble. Even Donna at D&AResin did a gorgeous dragonfly. I was like, yeah, I need to try this. So I have a couple of molds. 2 are from EPOXY and this big crystal mold is from EPOXY. I've already prepared my resin and I have been leaving it next to me to heat up a bit. I'll be using the ethereal pigments from Tiny Turner, which I purchased from Toonpish Crafts. I also want to use these chameleon powders from RESIN and this aurora powder I got on Etsy. I'll be using 3 small cups to add some clear resin. For this first cup, I decided to go with the Eclipse, which has a blue undertone. Just a small amount should be enough. I love these little sticks for stirring small amounts of resin. For the second cup, I'm going in with the Aurora Ethereal pigment. And for the last cup, I'm going in with this gorgeous Aurora. I will leave all the products I use in the description box. Just look at how many colours it has. Okay, next up, we need to add the warm resin into each mould, making sure to leave about 3 mm to the top, as we will need the space for the next step. I don't have a thermometer, so I'm just going in. This hedgehog mould from EPOXY is a real beauty, but it loves to trap bubbles in its spikes. You'll need to poke them out. For the purpose of the video, I'll just take out a few, so I will be expecting some bubbles in its spikes. The same goes for this big crystal mould. Pour the resin, leaving approximately 3 mm to the top, and pop any bubbles that will get trapped between the edges. I really love this mould from EPOXY. I turn these crystals into rings. The mould is so soft and squidgy and it's easy to get any trapped bubbles out. The resin has thickened up considerably and it's time to pour each cup into each mould. I'm using the mixing stick to push down the pigment. This has a gorgeous yellow undertone. I think I should have added a bit more on this one because of the crystal shards, or maybe even a more intense colour. Finally, the last one. Here I'm also using the mixing stick to push some of the colour down. Now leave it to cure for about 4 to 5 hours. As I have some leftover resin, I might as well do some pendants, because if I do achieve the effect, it's gonna look good. I have enough for all 4 of these moulds, and just enough pigment too. These guys are ready for the next step. I decided to go for Intense Chameleon in Grey from RESIN. I was running out of time as I had to leave for work, so I ended up colouring them all in the same colour. You only need a small amount of pigment, enough to cover the back. I'm using a soft blending brush to avoid leaving brush strokes. For the final step, I'm going to use black polyurethane from Artist Spray. You don't need much quantity as it is only needed practically to do a top coat. Stir the liquid no longer than 20 seconds as this stuff cures really fast. Pour it straight into the mould, then leave them to cure. I'll leave them to cure and cool down for at least 2 hours. It's time to reveal if I was able to achieve the effect. Nailed it! Oh wow, I'm totally in love. Any overpour can be cut away. These are stunning. This is definitely my favourite technique. Ah, love, love, love. Just love the Etsy Aurora powder, how it's come out. The crystal looks good, but not my favourite. It's the dark backing that throws me off. Don't forget to hit the boop like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Now this is going to be a showstopper of a ring once I clean up all the overpour. Lastly, the hedgehog. I've lost some spikes to the bubbles, but just look at the colour. This was also using the Aurora powder from Etsy. Keep watching for the end results. Toodles!